Hi, I'm Mighty Slim, and we're going to learn how to play Traffic's Medicated Goo. In this first video, we're going to show you how to play the intro licks and the chords in the verse and the chorus. So let's move the camera down and get started, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to play the intro, and then I'm going to show you the licks that I'm playing here. So this is their two sort of intros, and this is the first one. We'll get to the other one in a later video, but here's the very first one that starts it off. It goes. Okay, so these licks are a series of double stop licks at the beginning, and that means two notes played at the same time, and the licks are going to be played on the G string and the high E string at the same time, with the exception of the very last lick that goes, and we'll get to that in a second. So the very first one that happens is the 14th fret on the G string and the high E string, so it's going to go with a little slide into it, so it's, and the second one is the 16th fret of the G string and the 15th fret of the high E, so it's, then you go back to the first one, the 14th fret G and high E, so once again it's, and the last one is this, and that's the 11th fret on the G string and the 10th fret of the high E. It's almost like a partial D chord. Here's your full D chord, and this is just a little piece out of it. So all those combine before we get to the next series of, I think there are three, if my counting is correct, goes. So the very first one is, and the next one is, so that's back to the very first lick we did, so it's, that's the 14th fret G and E string, then back to the partial D chord, which is this, and the very final one is the 12th fret of the G string and the E string. So the last series are going to be, and your final lick, which has nothing to do with double stops, is the, you're going to bend the 9th fret on the G string up a whole step, and then you're going to grab the 10th fret with your pinky on the high E, and then bend it back down to the 7th fret. That's, I'm on the G string now. You can bend back to the 7th fret on the G string. So the last lick is, so all of those combine for the very intro is going to go. And there you have the very intro. Now we're going to try to do the chords for the verse, and those are going to be played. I'm going to play a D chord, E-shape style bar chord on the 10th fret, and then I'm going to play an A style bar chord with the root, and that's a G chord with the root on the A string, and then I'm going to walk a series of minor chords, also with the root on the A string, walking them down and going into the, let's move the guitar here so you can see that, into the C chord. Let me show you what they are. So it's D, G, and then you go D, F sharp, E minor, D, and then C to D. Once again, it's D, G, G, F sharp minor, E minor, D, C rather, D. And that's your verse chords. Now your chorus chords are going to be, let me show you what they are. I'm going to play an A minor, although I've seen Steve Winwood plays A minor up here, which is the root on the 12th fret of the A string. Those notes. I actually like this one better for some reason, and that's, if you're unfamiliar with playing this A minor chord, it's the 1st fret on the high E string, the 3rd fret, actually it's the, let's try that again, it's the 8th fret on the high E string, the 10th fret with your pinky on the B string, your second finger is going to go on the 9th fret of the G, and your third finger is going to go on the 10th fret of the D string. So we're going to go A minor, G, and then I'm going to do a D chord like this. That's a partial D chord, just the top part of a D bar chord. And instead of, I'm going to hammer from the 11th fret, I'm going to hammer from the 10th fret into the 11th fret on the G string, and then play the rest of the D chord. So it's going to go. So once again, it's, so follow me, it's good for you, that good old-fashioned medicated goo. Ooh, ain't it good for you? Now this last one has his final lick, and that's going to be, he's going to go, and that's going to be the 12th fret. If you're not familiar with this little double stop, it's the it's a classic. This is the 12th fret on the B string, and the 13th fret on the high E, and then I'm going to go back to this. The timing is a little tricky on that. It's kind of hard to sing along and play to, so I'm just going to try to do the last one. So it goes, once again, that's, and there you have the chords and the verse and the chorus and the intro. And in our next video, we're going to show you how to play the very first guitar solo.